of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Good morning. Happy early Thanksgiving to you all. I can't help but say happy Thanksgiving. It's an exciting week. Today, in this morning's gospel lesson, today is the 9th Sunday of Luke. So we're getting into the heart of some of Luke's stories. And this morning we hear a parable when Christ is actually, it's not in the gospel lesson, but he's responding to someone who asks for half of his brother's inheritance. And he tries to teach him a lesson about abundance and having goods and having money and all the good things in life. And if you listen to the gospel lesson, I think on the surface, at least for myself, I can say on the surface, it kind of seems like the Lord is telling us it's bad to build bigger things, right? He built bigger barns to store his food. Or maybe it's bad to have an abundance of goods that come out of whatever job you might have, right? For him, it was the grain that he had. For us, maybe it's not grain, but maybe it's the money we make and the things we have in our lives. It seems like maybe is it bad to have a good time, to eat, drink, and be merry, right? These were all the things that the man in this morning's gospel lesson indulged in, let's say, after he thought of building a bigger barn for himself, right? To have a bigger account, let's say, to hold all of his goods, all of his possessions. And I was thinking about that, and I was actually at a parishioner's house this weekend. We cracked open the 50th anniversary book of Saints Peter and Paul. And I've looked at it a few times, but I really noticed when I cracked it open, really, I looked at it, and there was a beautiful picture of this building that we're in right now from the corner out in the parking lot over there. And next door to it was nothing. And I thought, oh my goodness, I could not imagine Saints Peter and Paul without the Lotto Center. This building that we chose as a community to build, which is filled with people. The front door is almost always unlocked in the evening. There's always cars in the parking lot, of course, because of this building we're in. But we also chose in the early 70s to build another building. So then I thought, wait a second here, what is this gospel lesson teaching us then? Because we chose to build another building, another barn, if you will, right? So it can't simply be that to build something bigger is bad, or to even eat, drink, and be merry like all of us will do this week is bad, right? Or else we wouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving, or else we wouldn't build bigger buildings or beautify our buildings or make our buildings new when they start to deteriorate and get older. And so what's at the heart of this morning's gospel lesson is truly what I was wondering to myself. And on Thursday morning, I walked out of my office and I saw this huge plaque. Have you all seen the huge plaque in the staircase by the front of the Lotto Center? And it says on that huge plaque, Father Dennis Lotto of blessed memory. If he wasn't mad because I talked smack about the Bears a few weeks ago, he's going to be mad because it took me 4 years to notice the plaque on the wall. But it says something really important that's connected to this morning's gospel lesson. He says, we will build a community, a strong community center that will be our testimony to our faith in God. We will build a strong community center that will be a testimony to our faith in God. Wow. And he was right. That building is a testimony to our faith in God because it budded out of this one. And we use it every day. But let's juxtapose that quote that Father Dennis left us with to what the rich fool said today. He said, I will tear down my barns, and I will fill them up with the rest of my grain. It said he thought to himself, then I will eat and drink and be merry, and I will have abundance. This morning's gospel lesson is not about having abundance and that being bad, or building bigger homes or barns or whatever it is we may build and that being bad. But this morning's gospel lesson is about that what we do and what we build up in our lives, whether it be literal buildings or whether it may be building up our families, or building up our careers, or anything that we might be doing in our lives that we're building up, is only bad if we do it for any one of us. If we do it for ourselves, then we fall into the trap that the rich fool fell into in this morning's parable from Luke. What we build up in our lives can't be for any single one of us. It has to be for every one of us. It has to be for the we in our lives. That is what Christ is trying to teach us in this morning's gospel lesson. Yes, build up what you are working on in your families. Build up your career. Earn money. Work hard. Do those things that are important in our society and really for our spiritual lives. Right? All of these things are good things. This week on Thursday, I hope you eat, drink, and be merry. But as you do every one of these things, don't do it for yourself. Do it for those around you. Do it for your family. Do it so that when you leave, maybe you can leave a quote behind as powerful as Father Dennis's that's on that wall next door. Maybe you can leave something behind that is a lasting testimony to your faith in God. This is what we're learning this morning in the gospel lesson, in this parable from the rich young ruler. And so, the rich fool, not the rich young ruler. And so I encourage you all, as you get ready to enjoy this awesome week and this exciting week, I encourage you to do 3 things this week. And the first one is a really special opportunity that doesn't happen all the time. This Wednesday is a liturgy for the entrance of the Theotokos into the temple. If you don't know what that is, come to church on Wednesday and we'll tell you all about it. But I encourage you not just to say, oh, make sure you come to church. I encourage you because what a beautiful time. Most of us have the day off. Most of us have school off. And there's no Sunday school. There's no memorials. There's no anything that we can just all focus directly on worshiping together as one. So I encourage you to do that. Come on Wednesday and let's be a community here together to worship together. Secondly, I encourage you to not make the mistake that I did. I encourage you to walk next door today or this week, next time you're in church, and take a look at that beautiful plaque with this quote from Father Dennis that I just mentioned a few minutes ago, and read it. And more than read it, feel it. Every single one of us has been in that building, and every single one of us cares about this building. And really, in the coming years, we're going to have to do some work on that building too. And so go take a look at that quote and feel it. Feel this testimony to our faith in God that is found in what we've built up. Because it's not about the building. It's about what happens inside it, right? And finally, this Thursday, when you celebrate Thanksgiving with your families, I encourage you to take a moment together. However your family may be, whoever may be missing from your family and you wish they were there, I encourage you to stand together and take a moment of prayerful silence and give thanks to God in what He has allowed your family to build up. Amid the craziness of the turkey and the pie and everything in between, take a moment to be together and see what is building in your family. What we build together is what our lasting testimony will be to God. So may we do that. May we build together this community. May we build together our facilities. And may we build together, most importantly, our families, so that they may be that same testimony to all of our faith in God.